What if I told you the thing you think will make your coaching feel awkward is actually what makes it feel natural? By now, you understand that creating a focused container matters more than using the right tools. But you might be wondering, won't following a structure make my coaching feel rigid or formulaic? And that's a reasonable concern, especially if you value authenticity and genuine connection. Hey, coach, I'm Ronnie Noyes, and on this channel, I share smart ideas for new coaches. Today, I'm going to explain exactly why structure is actually what makes coaching feel more natural and authentic, not less. Here's why. Structure isn't about controlling the conversation. It's about reducing how many decisions you have to make in real time. Without structure, every session requires constant choices. What should we focus on now? Where's this going? Should I interrupt? Should I ask a question? Are we almost done? That awkward moment by moment decision making is exhausting. Your brain is working overtime, which leaves very little bandwidth for actually being present. With a simple, familiar structure, many of those decisions disappear. You already know how the session generally flows. You know where you are at any moment. You know what comes next in terms of the session's shape, if not the specific content. And what this does is it frees up enormous mental energy. So instead of monitoring yourself, you can actually listen. Instead of wondering what you should do next, you can stay present with what the client's saying right now and let that drive the conversation. This is how structure builds confidence. Real confidence doesn't come from feeling certain about every move that you make. That's perfectionism. Real confidence comes from not having to question yourself constantly. So when you trust the shape of the session, you stop second guessing every moment. Your voice sounds more certain. Your questions flow more naturally. You appear more grounded and the client feel it. When you feel steadier, clients feel safer. Even when they can't explain why, they relax more. They go deeper. They trust the process more. That's the quiet power of structure. It supports both sides of the coaching relationship. You feel less anxious, which means you can be more present. Your client feels that presence, which means they can be more vulnerable and do deeper work. Now, here's the important part. Structure doesn't need to be complicated. You don't need a perfect system. You don't need something elaborate with 12 phases and 35 decision points. You just need something consistent enough to support you while you're learning and getting comfortable with the process and the responsibility of coaching. Consistency matters far more than sophistication at this stage. A simple structure you use consistently will serve you far better than a complex system you only have to remember or only use once in a while. For example, maybe your session structure is this basic. Open with a consistent question, explore what the client wants to focus on, help them get clear on what they want to get out of the session, and end with what they're taking away. Boom, that's it. 4 parts. You could write that on a sticky note. And yet that simple structure used consistently will make your sessions feel infinitely more manageable. This is the broad strokes of the structure I used, and it worked for me and for my clients. Now, I know a lot of you had to come up with your own coaching model in your training. It's just one of those things they wanted us to think about, remember? So maybe you have a session structure figured out already. So if you do, please share it in the comments. I'd love to see what's working for you. And it'll help other new coaches too. But remember, you don't have to get fancy. Simple and basic is very strong and works for your client as well as you. Here's what happens over time. As you repeat this structure, 5 sessions, 10 sessions, 20 sessions, it becomes familiar. You stop thinking about it consciously. You know where you are without checking. You know what generally comes next without stressing, without wondering, without deciding. When structure becomes familiar, coaching starts to feel easier. You have more attention available for your client, you notice more, and you respond more naturally. And that's when you start to feel confident. Not because you suddenly know everything, but because you're no longer fighting yourself in every moment. The structure supports you. The repetition builds familiarity. The familiarity creates ease, and the ease allows your natural coaching ability to emerge. You've always had that ability. It's probably why you were drawn to coaching in the first place, isn't it? But maybe it couldn't show up when you're overwhelmed with decisions and self-doubt. Structure clears the way for your natural gifts to come through. This is especially important if you're over 40 and building a coaching practice now. You might feel the pressure to figure everything out quickly. You might compare yourself to younger coaches who seem more confident right from the start, or to coaches who've been coaching for years longer than you have. But here's what your life experience has taught you that I want you to remember. Sustainable success comes from foundation, not force, from repetition, not rushing, from structure, not scrambling. You know how to build something that lasts. You understand that mastery takes time. Apply that wisdom to your coaching practice. Give yourself the gift of structure. Let it support you. Trust the process. That's what I focus on in all my work, helping coaches build confidence through clarity, structure, and sustainable practices. Not through more information, but through practical support that makes coaching feel natural. If you're ready for a simple structure that supports you through every session, download my Ready to Coach session checklist if you haven't already. It's a practical framework that takes the guesswork out of your sessions so you can focus on your clients. It's free, simple, and it works. Then it's 100% customizable for your practice. The link is below. The bottom line here, structure doesn't limit you. It frees you to do your best work. You've got this. Thanks for watching, Coach. I'm Ronnie Noyes, reminding you that today is a great day to be a coach.